Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another story time video. Yeah, this is one of those story times where it's like, bro, how did you work at that place for so long? But no, anyways, for those that didn't know, I worked at this cafe in Seattle for 4 years, and it's crazy because, like, the place has been closed down longer than I worked there. Like, the place closed down 5 years ago due to the pandemic. And it's just crazy to think about that. Like, it's crazy to think, like, it's been 5 years since all that stuff had happened. Like, it don't feel like 5 years, though. Like, that's the weird thing about it. But anyways, sometime before the pandemic had shut down that cafe, there was a particular moment between me and one of the managers that worked there. Now, we had quite a few different managers that worked there. The one that had hired me, he had put in his 2 weeks. Like, it was sometime that next year, I believe. It was sometime that next year. He ended up finding a better job, and I was happy. I was sad because he was leaving, but no, I was happy because I was like, he was a cool dude. It was like, so yeah, I was like, I want the best for him, but at the same time, I'm like, dang, bro, you just gonna leave me here? Like to deal with this other manager? That's messed up, man. But anyways, but no. So here's the thing, though. Let me just say this much about the manager that I am going to be talking about. When the place, like around the time when the place was closing down, me and him, we were cool. Like, we did bump heads. I will admit that we didn't get along. I think that it was definitely a form of miscommunication that was going on. But eventually it did get to a point where it was like we were cool with one another. I'm pretty sure he's going to his friends and family telling stories about me. I'll admit that I wasn't the best employee when I started working there. I was very rebellious. I like, the thing is this. I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to do my job, but I wanted to do my own thing at the same time. And that's not how, like, that's one thing you need to understand, is that when you got like supervisors and managers above you, that you have to listen to them. Now, I'm not saying that supervisors and managers, they got this power and this control over you. You very well can quit right then and there on the spot. I don't recommend it. But yeah, there's at times where managers will get you to that point, and this manager, he got me to that point some days. This particular day, though, it was one of those things where I'm like, bro, why would you say that? Like, if it would have been anybody else, like, or if I had like a different lifestyle, yeah, he definitely would have seen a different side of me that day. I probably would have I probably would have got fired from that place. If not, then quit right then and there on the spot. But so anyways, so there was a day where, well, all right, so it was like this all the time. Like, when it got to the very end, mad slow. Like, it's crazy because it'll be from like that lunch hour where it's like, yeah, we're getting ransacked with people. Like that first episode of SpongeBob, when he very first got hired at the Krusty Krabs, and it was all those fish that came. That's how it was at some days at that place. So anyways, but like once when it got to like that closing hour, mad slow. So that was one thing that I would like, unless like if I really, really, really had to go, then yeah, I would go during that lunch hour. But usually I would use the bathroom either before the lunch hour or after the lunch hour. So yeah, I waited until after the lunch hour, waited until it slowed down. I'm like, I figure there ain't gonna be a whole lot of customers coming through. I think it's a good time to go use the bathroom. I drank a lot of water. This water has to now exit my body. So anyways, go use the bathroom. I'm gone for maybe a few minutes, come back. I think it was maybe a couple of people in line. So I'm like, okay, there were days where I was up there. Like, I wasn't even using the bathroom. Like, there was days where so the cafe was like a decent sized cafe, but hold on for a second. I wonder if I can, because I still have a picture of how that cafe looks. So give me 1 second. So this is how the cafe looks. So like kind of like where my shoulder is at, like with this area, there was a time, so if you guys can see like this like black area right here, this is the cash register. The line had went all the way like straight down to where that counter is at, curved, went over a little bit, then it came back. Fam, I was looking the last person in my line. Like, they wasn't standing next to me, but still though, I was looking at the last person in my line. So hold on, let me go back to, well, you know what? No, for the sake being, yeah, I'll keep this. I am talking about my old job. So, but anyways, but yeah, it was only a couple of people in line. It wasn't like the line got crazy. But so anyways, I go, mind you, the manager, he knew how to work the cash registers. Why he didn't help out those two customers, I don't know. But so anyways, go help the two customers. All of a sudden, I hear him calling my name. He's like, hey, can you come back here and talk to me real quick? All right, cool, sure, no problem. Let me go to this office. Don't know what he's going to talk about. But yeah, let's just see what he overall wants to talk about real quick. So anyways, he goes, sits me down, and he's all like, yeah, you can't do that. You can't just leave the cash register unattended like that. You got to, contact somebody to, like, man the registers real quick. So my thing is like, all right, I realized I made a mistake. I was like, my bad, bro. I had to go to the bathroom real quick. I'm like, you drink a lot of water, you got to go to the bathroom. Why he decided to say this next part, I really don't understand. But so anyways, and I had to ask other workers. I'm like, is this a normal thing to say to somebody? Like, I'm really trying to figure it out. I'm trying to piece it together. But so anyways, he goes and he was like, yeah, you wouldn't leave a cash register in the hood unattended, would you? And I'm like, I'm not from the hood. I don't live in the hood. Like, there's more, like, other races in my hood than there is of my own race. What are you talking about? The funny thing is, I'm a very articulate person. I don't be saying the N-word left or right in my conversations. Like how I'm talking to you guys right now, this is how I talk everywhere. So it really confuses. Like, dude, my question is that, do I sound hood to you guys? That's what I would like to know. I guess maybe to like somebody that's like super racist, probably, maybe. But normal-minded person, do I sound, what does... I mean, I guess, like, I know what hood sounds like, but I'm like, how did you pick that up from me? But so he says that, and he might have seen where I kind of, like, I gave him a look like, huh? Like, what do you mean by that? So I'm like, oh, okay, I don't think I'm going to take a cash register to the hood. Like, cash registers are heavy. That's something that you just be walking around like I'm probably like a block away from the job. I'm dropping that mess. I'm like, cash registers are heavy, bro. They got weight to them and stuff. So, but anyway, but no, I went, I told it was a chef that was there. I told the cashier that was there. I told it was she was a manager and a like catering manager, so she kind of had like the best of both worlds at that place. But so anyways, I told them because I was curious. I'm like, maybe I'm just overlooking this. Maybe like my brain and ain't like wrapping around this and stuff. But so I'm like, is that a normal thing to say? All of them all had the same reaction. The chef, he actually turned around because he was on his computer when I was telling him. He turned and he's like, he didn't say that. I was like, he did say that. I'm telling you right now, that's one of those things where I'm like, look, man, I might exaggerate, some stories. I might, put a little bit on it and stuff. Not exaggerating this. Word for word, that's what he said. So, like, please, somebody's gonna have to explain, like, is that a normal thing to say? Then when they start processing, like, wait a minute, this is that manager. He most likely, he seems like the type of person that would say some stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't put it past him to say some stuff like that. So, yeah, it was one of those things where I'm like, I don't know where that came from, and I just got to thinking about it. Like, that's something that I'll do is, like, think about, like, just some key moments from that place. But, yeah, that's one of those moments where I'm like, why would I bring a cash register to the hood? But why would you use that as like a scenario for me going to the bathroom? You can't compare the bathroom to the hood. Like that's two different places. Yeah, he was at some points in times he was definitely a weird one, but yeah, but like no, like I said though, like I remember around the time when that place was seeing its like last few days, like me and him were cool, like I said, we bumped heads, we had our moments, but no, he was cool. Just that particular moment, I'm like, sir, don't repeat that to nobody else. You keep that. That's gonna stay between us. And I guess when I do this story time. But I'm like, don't repeat that to nobody else. So please, I need like I guess like some confirmation. Was that a weird thing to say to somebody? Like because I don't know. Like I don't hear that too much. So hearing it for the first time, I'm like, huh. Okay, yeah, that place. There are some other like weird moments and things at that place, but that was definitely like top 5 like don't repeat that to nobody else. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Like and follow if you're viewing this on TikTok. And peace.